bared his black eyes. Two grip the stick of anger. The blood boils down the liver. Save the wind. You are everywhere. One day I will kill you. The master ordered his followers. Orders group of riders. Even if you die, you have to find a way back. At the train station in Trongen, the train whistle cracked loudly. People are busy. Everybody get off the train. Everyone is happy to come to Chengen. A train arrived at the station. Flight attendants on board inform everyone. Thank you for the train experience. Welcome next time. The flight attendant noticed a girl who was still sleeping. I didn't wake up even though I went to the station. He walked up to the girl who called him to wake her up. Here we are. The animal girl saw someone calling her. The dreamy face is still salivating. Eyes slowly opened in bewilderment for an hour. And then the girl quickly got off the train. I can't wait to see the time really arrive. You can't help thinking. I thought I wouldn't be in time. In your mind comes a conversation between you and me. Girl, yesterday. Your sister didn't believe me. Siley, can you really make it in time? That's in the West. Siley was surprised and confused to hear that. I don't know what to do. But then you go and ask the ticket agent and they say, take a carriage to the city. If there is a train, then the train will absolutely catch up. When her sister and she heard about the train, they were suspicious. What is a train? Here people explain. It is said that an iron monster can eat people. Take it to another place. You two are horrified to hear this. I don't know what it is. Out of the silly line of thought towards the beast. It's also a train screaming thank you. That's a great train, thank you. The people around her heard her scream like that. It's amazing. Eyes full of wonder. I don't know why she did that. Siley saw a shop selling fragrant food. Come in and buy some to cover. After a while of waiting, the owner handed her a paper bag and said, enjoy. Siley took the hot cake bag. In my head, full of doubt. Is dumplings introduced later? Then she opened her cake bag. Holding a hot dumpling to your mouth. Take a bite. A perfectly warm stream of water pouring into her mouth. The dumplings are mixed with a lot of flavors. Taste of cake dough. Of the meat inside and the sweet gravy. Siley hands up. Hugging the happy face, can't help but utter. It is delicious after enjoying. Chili doesn't know what to do next. Then she walked around and realized she'd lost her way. You cry in your heart. How to go? Look at the streets. There's a lot of traffic on the road. There's a red and green light. It looks the same everywhere. Siley was so confused. The two men of long and heard again. Ha 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 ha, is she coming to this city for the first time? Sad and crying, well, I came to take the exam. Then Siley shamelessly scratched her head. But now I'm a little bit dreamy about what's good. There's so much I don't know. The two of you heard that enthusiastically. If so, do you need a travel handbook for Chengen? With a map and a lot of knowledge, it only takes one. The products of Thandon newspaper are not counterfeit. Finished talking, he didn't know where to get the books. Enthusiasm for chili. The person next door did not forget to add, if you're literate. You can invite me as a guide. Maybe you went all over the city. 5 a day, no loss guarantee. Don't worry, I'm not a bad person. Siley heard so extremely fun, Shy said. That's great. Please give me a notebook. After studying the book, she opened the map. I looked up at the traffic lights and thought, this is a green light, a red light, something to command traffic. This past can then coordinate traffic. Why is it so bad? Sile looked aesthetic map. There's still time to go for a walk. Read the information in the book. The city has been under construction for a long time. Now the settlement is fully completed. This is not just a residential area, mainly of city residents. And large areas of America actually shop. Intense entertainment. Go to the supermarket to buy gold coins. Although hot pot shopping sightseeing. The port is close to. City owner is the largest concentration of goods in Trong An. It's also a traffic arrangement with the outside. Both air and train station in Chang'an City. Built. Here's the standard version. It's also a unique part of the country. Siley is named Cow. Look at the port there. Boats go out and get busy. He opened the book again. The scenery when the sun goes down is also beautiful. You can also see the tallest building. It's not finished in the city. After shopping for entertainment in the city, I strongly recommend coming to this place to relax. Then Siley goes to the industrial park. Industry to realize Liu Feng's great power ideal. Your Majesty did not intend modernized steam plant planning. There's a lot of advanced machinery there. Take away everyone's imagination. It's the foundation for the Han dynasty. Can grow and thrive for a long time. This one comes closer. I met a soldier standing guard. She hurriedly, shamefully covered her face and ran out. Because, as you read in the book, it's a reminder. No one is allowed to enter. Otherwise, the consequences are unpredictable. Chili runs without forgetting sorry. Sorry, I was wrong. That behind, the guard with a puzzled face looked at Siley. Siley is sitting in a big car. To visit the farm. The farm is really the head. Because of the master plan of His Majesty Liu Feng. Now the garden field becomes Chang'an, has the largest area, the most common type, highest output in all cities. Siley looked at the vast field of 8 feet. It's too loud to look good. The school changed its style. The former royal city. Not only do we not need other cities, food supply. The opposite, enough food to support the entire country. Emperor area, the most central area of Chang'an. It is also the residence of His Majesty. He's still in the castle now. Formerly of the Atlantic. Areas that are several kilometers around. It is strictly forbidden to enter all the architecture in there. It was also planned as a building, the work of the parts. We understand you'd love to visit. But don't try to get in, otherwise the consequences are self-inflicted. After reading it, I suspect that Your Majesty is inside SAO. Sile stroked her hair for an hour. Then hurry up. Come to my place. It's the Great Theater. I know the theater. The theater is the new building of Your Majesty. Used for exhibition and performance, along with the declaration, important things for the public. This place is very elaborate. Because today is the registration day. So there's a lot of people going back and forth. Follow the instructions to a table. Doubt or say hello. The man sitting at the table asked kindly, "Excuse me, what's wrong?" Siley said, "The purpose of today, I came here. I want to take the registration exam here, right?" The opposite person nods right. "Did you bring your ID card?" Siley hastily groping in her pocket. Take out a piece of paper and give it to the person in front. What did the keyer say? Right. Remember to change to a hard card on time. Siley facial naked meets. The girl took a card with the raw information paper. Bright face gave chose Siley. Here's your card the other morning. Remember to take the exam on time. Then she gave me more instructions. With contestants from other cities coming here to compete, you can use the contest card. Arrive at the designated hotel. Siley happy pink face, happy asked the real SAO. Follow the directions on the Siley paper to the hotel. As soon as she entered the room, she jumped on the bed and rolled back and forth. Lying on the soft bed, you can't help but feel tired today. The soft bed is too comfortable. Then she opened the door to see Chengen City on the high. Suddenly uttered Oa. Too bad for the school. In front of the Siley are the houses covered. It's completely white. The yellow roofs. Everyone below is busy. Look at the growth of the city. You think it's too late and you're too busy. There are many more animals. I'm sure you like this city too. Then Sile turned around looking determined. I have to stay in this city. Then we'll pick up the group of glasses. In your head there is no hope. I don't know if I passed the exam. Can you see His Majesty? You're curious what kind of person you are. That could create a city like that. Early in the morning, in a room. On a big bed. The wind is falling asleep. Ellie came in from the outside. In front of the bed. Ellie pushed the exile gently said. The young man woke up. In the morning, the wind opened its eyes dreamily, and it was still not determined. Look in front of my bed. Ellie, have you told me? So that Ellie could react in time, she hugged Ellie's waist and pulled her whole body. Ellie in my heart. Sleepy voice. Sleep another 5 minutes. Ellie was hugged by the bandit and suddenly shouted A. Ellie turned red after thinking about it. Quickly pushed the wind out of people. I struggled to say. There is something important to wake up today. The wind is still sleepy. I was pushed out by Ellie for an hour. The wind was pushed out by Ellie and deformed. Appear resigned. Suddenly, my eyes widened as if remembering something. The wise man is right. Today is exam day. Ellie was even more embarrassed to continue. So the young master can wake up yet? Can you stop touching my tail? At the exam school, everyone was fully focused. Under the yard, the tables and chairs are lined up. Everyone sits at a table. Extremely stressful air pressure. Siley sits on her desk all nervous. Look at everyone around. Not out of pressure. There are so many people. Can I park? Suddenly you listen to the friends next door talking to each other. One said, "Did you know about the scum before?" The Kia replied, "It's because of that. Your Majesty doesn't believe in nobles. That's why the exam was held. Prepare to select employees from outside to use." I also heard that every year after that. They say that if you can get through, we can become nobles. The man saw that he did not understand. Idiots are no longer called nobles. Is a public servant. Chili B is a little sad to hear that. In America, this is what happens. From the podium, an old man came up holding a silent megaphone. Although the old man was old, but the voice is powerful. The people below heard this. Everybody jerks shot themselves, looking at the old man. The old man held the speaker to introduce the contestants. I'm in charge. The first national examination of the Han dynasty. Chang'en's pen came to supervise everyone. From outside, the guard entered the stand at 4 around the room. The leader of our company is our supervisor. I will strictly observe everyone. Note his pen. Tell people about the lab regulations. Exam time. And the guards are handing out papers and exams. For everyone. Exam time is 2 hours. The exam is in front of everyone. You can start work after ringing the bell. If not, the pen just finished. Someone who has never seen it. Shot in the hand by the supervisor above. The pen continued. Number 9 years to 7 open exam raw before VI rules. Remove the rule. The person who just opened the exam is afraid of trembling. The pale face hurriedly justified a. I just opened it for a moment. I didn't look. The pen doesn't listen to those excuses. Pointing his hand in his face and yelling at the exam. No violation of any rules is allowed. Come out next year. He is not in a hurry. Give me one more chance. But accidentally pulled out by the guards. After Kier was dragged out. The school fell silent again. The pen continued. Don't look around during the exam. Not irritating to whisper loudly. Otherwise, you will be considered a fraud. The cheater is also disqualified. Do you understand? The students below saw that the school was so tight. Is extremely worried. But there's nothing else we can do about it. Got it. The pen sees people faint. The spirit is not so good. Then the tendon screamed. There is no spirit. Did you hear that? This is the voice. You are perpendicular to His Majesty. To see all of this. The exiles standing on the high. Look down with binoculars. Watch the contestants. Curious to ask what infected the pen. Ellie is using the group tube standing next to her, shaking her head. Don't know. But underneath the contestants shouted out loud and clear. This time there was much more warmth and gas. Compared to before. The pen heard that finally pleased to laugh well. Very spirited. Start the exam. 15 minutes later, the contestants below were confused. What's the question? I don't know this word. This word, I am a Buddha. It's above the wind and people are holding binoculars. Observe every action of the contestants. LE7 hopes to say these contestants are too bad. Mina looked at someone who said, I looked at him and the paper was basically empty. Nikolai, look. I see someone injured. I can't help but worry about vomiting blood. Ellie worried. Turned to the side to ask the young master. The level of these candidates is a bit. Surely we didn't waste it in vain this time. He was still using binoculars, laughing as if not answering. Why don't you feel that way? In Liu Feng's binoculars is the animal. Silei is focusing on her homework. Looks serious. Your post has also written a lot. A gong thundered. It's a voice out of time. Everybody stopped the pen immediately. Sile also stopped writing. Tired, stroking the sweat on the forehead. Breathing so fast that others are tired and lifeless. Even the blood that falls. Siley doesn't feel right. It's strange to have eyes always looking at you. Siley looked at Kier's eyes. I saw 4 people on the radio. 2 animals and 2 people. Suddenly, the boy in there looked at her laughing. I saw that handsome face staring at me. Blush of shame. In the evening at Chang'en. The moon's light was shining everywhere. Across the street, framing buildings. At Liu Feng's castle for an hour. Speak up, young master. The exam results have been delivered. In the room of 4, Ellie, Mina and Nicola are sitting together. Each person holds a set of exams to take. Ellie with an excited voice. I hope there are some NDTO contestants. I hope you will share the exam for everyone. Everybody watch it. After a review, Mina was no longer in spirit. Look at a bunch of exams that are all 2 bars. I don't see the high scores. Immediately asked the young master. Our total score is 10 SAO. Ellie said angrily. There is no merit even in the right way. These people spend my money for nothing. Nicola hurriedly advised. Just calm Ellie down. Even though it was the first time. On the left side, it is more likely. Liu Feng told everyone. You guys are fine. Ellie curiously leaned over and looked over. Just don't look. As he looked at Ellie, his eyes widened. It's a reel of 3-year-old commoner. They are more than 60. Ellie screamed out loud as the wind flowed. There's an 80. At Liu Feng's castle, Chili and 2 others were waiting outside the room to prepare to meet the exile. Silei is very confused in her head. I don't know what to do. They just want to pass the exam. Just stay in this city and work. Why do you have to meet your majesty in person? If I say wrong, if you are not happy. But I hear your majesty is very peaceful. He doesn't need to be good at these things. I thought Chili was reassuring myself. Breathe in, breathe out, so you don't get nervous. She looked to the side. Look at the 2 of you talking to each other. A spirit holding his face and talking. He said he is really handsome. The girl next door is also right. And it's very serious. It was the first time I looked directly at him. I almost dared to breathe. The spirit girl continued. Your Majesty is very generous. The girl explained. If he is peaceful, he is also the king of a nation. If there's anything that makes him uncomfortable, this life is over. Hearing this, Sile was startled. AI eyes big face pale. Stay in one place without moving. Siley must have said that. Maybe he is such a person. The 2 girls next door saw that Sile was not well. I asked the lady if she was okay. Siley was shaking, but still smiling no. The other 2 saw you shake like that, and her twisted smile. He laughed suspiciously. So suddenly, Nicola came out and said, Next lady Siley. Sile jerk shot himself so fast Sao. It's my turn. Sile quickly stood up for an hour. When he got up and couldn't walk a few steps, the Siley tripped. Fall out front ba. Everyone around him hurriedly asked Han what was wrong. Inside Liu Feng's room, Siley sitting opposite the wind, head down to the ground, unable to raise it. Miss Siley asked the boy timidly and said yes. Siley's contest handle continues. Your exam performance this time is very good. I've read books before. Shyness quickly replied yes. Keep asking again. Where did you live before? I saw you in the West. Probably not a native. Sile trembled with a stammering voice. Yes, that's right. I was a man of the animal kingdom. Stop for a while. Siley gripped her trembling hands and continued. It used to be noble parents, right? Nobles who used to be my parents weren't either. Everyone is under extreme stress in. Stop yelling at yourself what you are saying. While the tension is about to pass out. Suddenly, I heard the voice in front of me. No S.A.O. The guy raised his head in bewilderment. Then listened to Liu Feng again. Don't worry, we have a lot of time. Slowly, chat. Silently hear these warm words. My face is red. She looked at him and realized that yesterday. He is His Majesty S.A.O. After a talk, Liu Feng has grasped the basic situation of the Silently. Liu Feng said, Ra, you were a noble of the Beast Kingdom. No more knowledge than others. It also sounds a lot. The boy scratched his head shyly and replied he. That year, after leaving the animal kingdom, I've been to a lot of places. I can't help but feel that way. The clouds that year were really hard. And save the wind for Nicola. Nicola gave Miss Siley a break. Sile was bewildered and did not understand what was bewildered. Then Nicole next door told her. Lady Sile, let's go. When you step outside, in your heart, there is no doubt. So it's over. After the guy goes out, I asked for the opinion of Mina and Ellie. What do you see? What did Ellie say? I feel nervous, but I feel like a good kid. Rich people have also suffered a lot. A lot of knowledge, but not arrogance. I feel so good. Mina is also very pleased. I've recorded 10 scenes and I don't see the problem. Very good. You can make that decision right away. Let her stay by Ellie's side and learn. It's done. Seal it down under the resolution. And then I'll make you a cup of coffee. Holding a cup and asking Ellie. Ellie, I let you choose students who are close to the right level. These people after nurturing us. It could be used to build the future telegraph network. Ellie nodded and continued. But the missing. Even more of those people aren't enough. Keep your head up. I know I want to finish the storm grid. No matter how relaxed. We also need a team of thousands to invest in such a wealth of knowledge. It only takes more at this stage. So he set up a news station in the Big South. And places in the city of matches. Let's make this city the center of cities. Below, use pigeons to cover these 5 big cities. I said, grab a cup of coffee. Ellie eyes lit up, excitedly said. It also means cities. Do not directly transmit information to the school, but let Nam become a big news aggregator. Then moved in. I see. The Siley room is arranged. Sile sat in the chair or asked Nicola to thank him for it. Nicola says call me Nicola. Siley nods. Joseph said yes, Lady Nicola. Siley confused, worried about whether my performance was not good. Nicola doesn't know what Siley means. Siley continued, because it seems that the others, the work has been arranged. Just me. Nicola saw that Chili had misunderstood something. In Nicola's mind. Why can't I tell her? Because to see her. Master just prepared this interview. Suddenly, he appeared in the room laughing. What are you talking about? Nicola ran out to welcome the exile. Your Majesty is here. Siley sitting on one side. I was also surprised by the appearance of the wind. I cried aloud, Your Majesty. Liu Feng told Siley, Siley, I'm going to arrange for you to come and study with Ellie. Would you mind? Silly didn't believe what she heard. Stuttering, that means me. And then it's like waking up. Bright eyes. The red face happily replied, yes. It's raining outside. The rain, a denser, a small boat sailing in the open sea. The princess is standing on the side of the boat, no matter the storm. The man next door saw it. They are afraid to stop. Your Highness is about to enter the stormy sea. The princess is only an hour away, without moving at all. Already said, out in the distance, there are the most boats. His followers also looked suspicious. People still follow her. Princess Adventurer just gently replied, everyone wants to share a cup. The servant continued to let me see. Waiting for the boat of random recipe. Not a few people. Even the smallest power is getting more excited. You're too private. You want money, you don't need life. Adventure doesn't stand there anymore. That turns people inside the boat. Don't forget to ask your followers to write. Maybe until then we can use it. The captain then gave the order to flag the mermaid. Blow our boat into the stormy sea. The officers shouted yes. In Trong and City, Emperor Fuzi's residence of Liu Feng. Of His Majesty Liu Feng, it is the supreme center of the nation. Working here is that it would be a kind of honor. To be a member here is glorious. But at the same time, the work here is also. I said, Siley, imagine a bang on the table. It was followed by an angry veto. Save the Wind changed face full of anger, pointing towards the person facing such a rubbish scheme. Are you seriously thinking about it? The most moving here. Your words and actions affect hundreds of thousands of people. It can't be controlled. Then he imagined the person holding the document bowing. The whole person trembled and said, I'm sorry. And then save the full face, continue. The intrusion killed them all. Mina next to the cold voice. The ugly face said yes. The enemy must be killed. From a national perspective. This place can't be hesitated. Must be tough. Accidentally here. Be careful. Seriously discuss every single national issue. In Chile, there's Ellie holding the document. I scold my data. There is a problem, check again. That you're standing across from. There's nothing you can do about bowing your head. For any detail. They can decide the future of the nation. Siley closed my eyes. I was speculating like that. But reality doesn't seem like it. In front of Slay is that the Wind and the Kier people get along. Have fun working. It's not what you think. Mina said the new iron chamber has arrived yet. Ellie is also very happy. Yes, it has been in the warehouse. Railway works smoothly through. Nicola, that's good. Siley didn't believe it. Railway works. It's not an important building. What did you say? You can normally say a good thing. Further discuss these things. Should be in such a comfortable atmosphere, SAO. There's no way this is a different kind of test. But I can make it through. Silicone material seat, cowl on chair. The whole person is lost in his own thoughts. When he saw this, he asked him. I was startled out of my mind. Stand up and answer. Sile is not familiar. I explained that we normally have meetings. So comfortable here are all my people. There's nothing to stress about. I was startled by 7 answers, yes. Siley suddenly noticed in the words of Liu Feng. You call me the man I thought of. Siley, extremely happy face, flushed. Then Sile listened to Liu Feng again and continued. What's the master plan now? Siley Rush 6 find in the document I brought. After a long search, Siley happily found it. But Ellie said it first. The basic design is all finished according to the layout, the school of security. Now, the fastest progress is to stay in the north. If completed completely, judging by the autumn, it can be completed. There's a few places where the city has started to produce supplies. Wish we had, but just started. That's about 20% of the plan. But I believe in waiting for the parts and the structure to fully avoid. We'll be able to reach 100%. Ellie just ate cake. I don't need papers or documents like you. Siley gave people too good to read the whole SAO. But what's the possibility? Listen to the next question. So how to explore the development of Sanvang Forbidden Zone? Ellie replied that she had caught. I believe that very soon there will be results. Oh, he replied. You ban Sen as a geochemical. And it's our most important mineral material. Be sure to pay attention. Siley asked me again about another matter. Situation SAO boat and armored boat, then SAO. Ellie quickly answered. They asked the boat. Some workers came to study. The industry has also arranged. But considering the priority of the plan, it has not been announced to start work yet. He nodded with satisfaction. Give this to me. Ellie reports on weapons. Production line. The gun you asked for has been completed. Enclosed ammunition production line conform. I also started using it, but the ability is still not keeping up. This is a related document. I told you, Ellie gave me a brochure for the exile. He picked up the document. Just started, no hurry. Let people get used to the technology first. It's all about being safe. That Chili has been talking about so far. It was a mess in my head. Hoa IGame head. Armor transmission of the gun industry. What is this production line again? Mr. Sile doesn't know. Nicola brought a cup of tea to visit. Why Siley? I was so sad to say that I was afraid. For hearing words you've never heard before. I don't know what that means. What did Siley say? I don't know. You can all ask. Ellie also happily clapped her chest confidently, saying, rest assured. I'll do my best to guide you. That means I'm not shy anymore. It's bringing up your own problems. May I ask your majesty, Lady L. Lee? What does ability mean? Ellie, explain this to me simply. For a period of time. Standard finished product grade that the work area can do. It's also how much is produced. Siley doesn't understand. This is not as much as possible. Ellie against the analyst, Siley just said that. If we produce too much, the people of the king's country don't run out of our produce. Product hoarded will have to do SAO. I don't know how to do this. Then look at the discount. Ellie continued. This is also a way, as you call it, of not treating the root. Your Majesty is also curious. If according to our plan, our team, they may actually have to stock up. What are your plans? Save the Wind calmly replied, of course. Across the sea is not a new market SAO. Look at Ellie, replied Ellie. Ellie didn't trust you to say Fabro. But not. That's the country that's going to fight us. Siley standing by also doubted or thought, what are you kidding about doing business with the enemy? He told them to carpet them first and then do business again. Liu Feng finished. Everyone in the room is running out of words. Ellie also analyzed Tung Fabro. If Milla's intelligence wasn't flawed, their market is really valuable in Kier.